When you grow old, no matter how bored you are, don't hang out with these 5 types of people. Growing older is a privilege denied to many, and as we age, life often grants us the gift of time to reflect, to cherish relationships, and to savor the little joys that bring meaning to our days. Yet, this chapter of life also comes with its own set of challenges, including feelings of loneliness or boredom. During these moments, it's natural to seek companionship, but not all company is good company. If you're in your golden years, it's more important than ever to be discerning about the people you allow into your circle. Surrounding yourself with the wrong types of individuals can drain your energy, erode your peace of mind, and even affect your health. Here are 5 types of people to avoid, no matter how bored or lonely you might feel. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. 1. Gossipers and nosy individuals, more than just annoying. As we grow older, our time becomes more precious. Every hour, every conversation, every shared moment carries the potential to bring meaning, joy, or peace. Yet among all the relationships we nurture, there is one type of person who often threatens to drain this time of its richness: the gossiper. These are individuals who thrive on idle chatter, the details of others' lives, and often the misfortunes of those around them. At first glance, gossip may seem harmless, a bit of entertainment to fill a quiet afternoon. After all, who doesn't enjoy a juicy story now and then? But here's the hidden truth. Gossip isn't just noise, it's poison. It erodes trust, cultivates negativity, and often leaves a trail of broken connections and hurt feelings in its wake. Worse yet, it can pull you into a toxic cycle where you become both a witness and an unwilling participant in someone else's harmful behavior. When you sit with a gossiper, you might find yourself nodding along, even laughing at their stories. But have you ever paused to wonder what happens when you're not in the room? These are the same individuals who will likely dissect your life with someone else, reducing your experiences, struggles, and joys to mere fodder for entertainment. It's an uncomfortable truth, but one worth reflecting on. More than that, gossipers are inherently nosy. Their curiosity isn't rooted in care or connection, but in the desire to uncover secrets, stir drama, and wield information as power. They'll pry into your life under the guise of concern, asking pointed questions about your family, your finances, or your health. Their questions might feel flattering at first. They seem interested after all, but their intentions are rarely pure. Instead of offering support or genuine friendship, their goal is often to feed their need for sensationalism or control. And here's the real tragedy. Time spent with gossipers is time stolen from more meaningful pursuits. Imagine sitting in the company of someone who truly listens, who shares stories of hope, who uplifts you with their kindness and wisdom. Now compare that to the hours wasted dissecting the lives of others, indulging in negativity that ultimately leaves you feeling empty or even complicit in harm. The contrast is stark, isn't it? Gossipers also have a way of shifting your perspective on life, and not for the better. Their focus on others' flaws, mistakes, or misfortunes can subtly teach you to look for the worst in people. Over time, you might find yourself becoming more judgmental, less trusting, or quicker to criticize. This mindset doesn't align with the kind of peace and contentment many of us seek as we age. Life is far too short to spend it tearing others down, even passively. Moreover, gossip is inherently divisive. It creates rifts in communities, damages reputations, and fosters mistrust. For older adults, maintaining harmony in social circles, whether it's among family, friends, or neighbors, is especially important. Gossipers disrupt this harmony, sowing seeds of conflict and misunderstanding wherever they go. And when conflict arises, it's often the most vulnerable, those seeking connection and support, who suffer the most. So, how do you protect yourself from the lure of gossip? It starts with setting clear boundaries. When someone begins to gossip, Gently steer the conversation toward more positive topics. You might say something like, I'd rather talk about something uplifting, or I'm not comfortable discussing someone else's private matters. These simple statements can communicate your values without causing unnecessary conflict. Over time, gossipers will learn that you're not an easy target for their habits. It's also worth reflecting on your own behaviors. Have there been moments when you've engaged in gossip, even unknowingly? None of us are immune to this temptation, but recognizing it is the first step toward change. Make a conscious effort to fill your conversations with kindness, curiosity, and authenticity. Share stories of your own experiences, ask thoughtful questions, and celebrate the successes of those around you. Finally, surround yourself with people who inspire you to be your best self. Seek out friends who share your values, who respect your boundaries, and who enrich your life with their wisdom and positivity. These are the relationships that will bring you joy, strengthen your sense of purpose, and make every moment of your golden years truly golden. Gossipers and nosy individuals offer nothing of real value. They are distractions from what matters most: meaningful connections, personal growth, and the quiet contentment that comes from living a life aligned with your values. Choose your company wisely, and you'll find that the time you spend with others becomes not just enjoyable, but transformative. 2. Negative minded complainers. The quiet drain on your joy. As the years pass and life grants us the wisdom of age, we often come to understand a profound truth. How we view the world shapes our experience of it. Every sunrise, every breeze, every moment carries the potential for beauty, but it takes the right mindset to see it. Unfortunately, not everyone embraces this perspective. Negative minded complainers, those who focus on what's wrong rather than what's right, can quietly sap your joy and erode the peace you've worked so hard to cultivate. At first, their complaints may seem trivial, perhaps even justified. After all, who hasn't lamented a rainy day or grumbled about traffic? But for habitual complainers, negativity isn't occasional, it's a way of life. They find flaws in every situation, see obstacles where others see opportunities, and seem determined to highlight what's missing rather than what's present. Their words often carry a heaviness that lingers long after the conversation ends, leaving you drained and disheartened. The real danger of negative minded complainers lies in their ability to shift your focus. Spend enough time with someone who sees the world as bleak, and their perspective can start to color your own. You might begin to notice the cracks in the pavement instead of the flowers growing alongside them. You might dwell on the aches in your body rather than the strength that still carries you through each day. Over time, their negativity can become contagious, pulling you into a mindset that diminishes your capacity for gratitude and joy. Negative people also have a way of amplifying problems. What might have been a minor inconvenience, a rainy morning, a delayed appointment, becomes, in their telling, a calamity. They dwell on the negative, recounting stories of hardship and disappointment with a kind of grim satisfaction. And while sharing struggles can be a healthy part of any relationship, habitual complainers rarely seek solutions or comfort. Instead, they seem content to wallow in their grievances, dragging you into the murky waters of their dissatisfaction. Perhaps most frustratingly, complainers often reject attempts to shift the conversation towards something positive. Suggest a silver lining, and they'll dismiss it with a wave of the hand or a cynical remark. Offer a solution, and they'll find a reason it won't work. This resistance can leave you feeling helpless, as though no matter what you do, their mindset remains unchanged. It's a one sided dynamic that can leave you emotionally exhausted. The impact of negative minded complainers isn't limited to your mood, it can affect your health and relationships as well. Studies have shown that chronic negativity can increase stress levels, which in turn can take a toll on your physical and mental well being. Stress, as you know, doesn't just live in the mind, it manifests in the body, contributing to issues like high blood pressure, weakened immunity, and poor sleep. And in relationships, negativity can create distance, making it harder to connect with others in meaningful ways. So, how do you navigate the presence of a negative minded complainer in your life? The first step is to set boundaries. While it's important to offer empathy and support when someone is going through a tough time, it's equally important to protect your own emotional well being. If a conversation consistently leaves you feeling worse, it's okay to step back. You might say, I'm here for you, but I think it's important to focus on solutions. Or, I care about you, but I also need to take care of my own energy. It's also worth reflecting on your own mindset. Do you find yourself drawn into their negativity, or are you able to maintain your own perspective? Practicing gratitude can be a powerful antidote to negativity. Take time each day to reflect on what you're thankful for, whether it's a phone call with a loved one, the comfort of a warm cup of tea, or simply the fact that you woke up to see another day. Gratitude doesn't just counteract negativity, it fosters resilience and joy. Finally, seek out relationships that nourish your spirit. Surround yourself with people who inspire optimism, who share stories of hope and kindness, and who remind you of life's beauty, even on the cloudiest days. These are the relationships that will sustain you, offering companionship that uplifts rather than drains. In your golden years, your time and energy are too valuable to spend on people who bring you down. Negative minded complainers may not intend to harm you, but their presence can still cast a shadow over your days. By choosing to distance yourself from their influence and embracing the light of gratitude and positivity, you can ensure that this chapter of your life is filled with the peace and contentment you deserve. 3. Jealous and envious people, shadows that dim your light. As we navigate the golden years of life, we come to realize how vital it is to nurture relationships that bring us joy and encouragement. These are the connections that celebrate our triumphs and stand by us in our struggles. But not everyone shares this spirit of goodwill. Jealous and envious people, often hiding behind smiles, can dim even the brightest moments of your life. Their presence is a quiet shadow, stealing the light of your achievements and the warmth of your happiness. Jealousy is an emotion as old as time, rooted in feelings of inadequacy or unfulfilled desires. For those consumed by envy, seeing someone else's joy, especially someone they know, can evoke bitterness rather than celebration. Perhaps you've been on the receiving end of a backhanded compliment, a dismissive comment, or even a subtle attempt to downplay your success. These are the hallmarks of envy. It seeks to undermine, to erode, to tarnish. When someone close to you cannot celebrate your wins, it stings. Maybe you've shared the news of a personal accomplishment, a long overdue vacation, a successful career, or the pride of seeing your children flourish. Instead of joining in your joy, they might respond with sarcasm, must be nice, or a pointed, not everyone is that lucky. These remarks, though subtle, cut deep. They reveal a discomfort with your happiness, a wish to pull you down rather than lift you up. Jealousy is insidious because it's often cloaked in pretense. An envious friend or relative might smile to your face but harbor resentment behind closed doors. They might gossip about you, casting doubt on the legitimacy of your achievements or attributing them to luck rather than effort. Over time, this erosion of trust can take a toll on your relationship and your emotional well-being. The bonds you once valued feel strained, weighed down by an unspoken tension. But the impact of jealousy doesn't stop at strained relationships. It can infiltrate your own perspective, making you question your worthiness. Repeated exposure to envy can lead you to downplay your achievements, to shrink yourself so as not to provoke resentment. You might find yourself hesitating to share your joys, wary of the reactions they might elicit. In this way, jealousy doesn't just harm your relationships, it also chips away at your confidence and peace of mind. In your later years, every moment of happiness is precious. These years are a time to reflect on the journey you've traveled, to savor the rewards of your hard work, and to bask in the company of loved ones who uplift you. Jealous individuals rob you of this freedom. Their negativity creates a barrier, a cloud that hovers over your celebrations and dampens your spirits. Yet, while envy can feel personal, it's often not about you at all. Jealousy is born from someone else's insecurities, their dissatisfaction with their own circumstances. They see in your success a reflection of their perceived shortcomings, and this stirs feelings of inadequacy and resentment. Understanding this doesn't excuse their behavior, but it can help you approach the situation with clarity and compassion. So, how do you protect yourself from the shadows of jealousy? First, recognize that it's not your job to fix someone else's feelings. You cannot make someone less envious, nor can you shrink yourself to avoid provoking their insecurity. Instead, focus on maintaining your own sense of joy and self worth. Celebrate your achievements unapologetically, knowing that you've earned them. Set boundaries with those who consistently bring jealousy into your life. If their remarks or behavior leave you feeling drained, it's okay to limit your interactions. You don't need to cut them off completely, but you can choose to engage with them on your terms, keeping the focus on neutral or shared topics rather than personal successes. Surround yourself with people who celebrate you wholeheartedly. These are the friends and loved ones who light up when you share good news, who applaud your efforts, and who stand beside you with genuine pride. These are the relationships that will carry you through your golden years with grace and joy. Jealous and envious people will always exist, but they don't have to hold power over your happiness. By recognizing their influence and choosing to focus on relationships that uplift and inspire, you can ensure that your light continues to shine brightly. Your journey, your accomplishments, and your joy are worth protecting. Never let anyone diminish them. 4. Ungrateful individuals who exploit others, the hidden burden you don't need. Generosity is one of life's greatest virtues, and as we grow older, the desire to give to our family, friends, and community often becomes more pronounced. There's a quiet joy in sharing what we have, in offering a helping hand, and in knowing that our efforts have made someone's day a little brighter. But not everyone sees kindness as a gift. For some, it's an opportunity to take, to exploit, and to demand more without gratitude or reciprocation. These are the ungrateful individuals who drain your spirit, and they are a burden you do not need in this chapter of life. Ungrateful people have a way of masking their intentions behind flattery, charm, or a facade of neediness. At first, their requests might seem reasonable, a small loan, a favor, or a bit of advice. But over time, a pattern emerges. They never truly give back either in action or appreciation. Instead, they take more and more, leaving you feeling used rather than valued. Their lack of gratitude isn't just disheartening. It's a sign that they see you as a resource to be exploited rather than a person to be cherished. Imagine this scenario. A neighbor regularly asks for help, perhaps borrowing tools, requesting rides, or asking for small financial assistance. You oblige, believing in the goodwill of helping someone in need. But when the tables turn and you find yourself needing help, they're nowhere to be found. Or worse, they make excuses, brush off your request, or act as though your needs are an inconvenience. This imbalance in the relationship isn't just unfair, it's emotionally draining. Ungrateful individuals also have a way of eroding your self-esteem. When your efforts go unnoticed or unacknowledged, it's natural to question your worth. You might start to wonder if your kindness is being taken for granted or if your contributions even matter. Over time, this can lead to feelings of resentment, bitterness, or frustration, emotions that can weigh heavily on your heart. But perhaps the most insidious impact of dealing with ungrateful people is how they can make you question your generosity. You might find yourself hesitating to help others, worried that your kindness will once again be exploited. This hesitation, while understandable, can rob you of the joy and fulfillment that come from genuine acts of giving. In this way, ungrateful individuals don't just take from you materially, they also take from your spirit. So, how do you protect yourself from this type of exploitation while still maintaining your generous nature? The answer lies in setting boundaries and recognizing your own worth. It's okay to say no. In fact, it's necessary. Your time, energy, and resources are valuable, and they should be reserved for those who truly appreciate and reciprocate your efforts. Recognizing the signs of exploitation is also key. Pay attention to patterns. Are they always asking but never giving? Do they disappear when you need them? Do they act entitled to your help rather than grateful for it? These are red flags that signal an unbalanced and unhealthy relationship. It's also important to remember that true generosity doesn't always have to be directed outward. Sometimes the most profound gift you can give is to yourself, whether it's the gift of rest, self care, or the freedom to say no. By prioritizing your own well being, you ensure that your kindness comes from a place of strength rather than obligation. In your golden years, the relationships you nurture should bring you joy, support, and mutual respect. Ungrateful individuals who exploit your generosity have no place in this equation. Instead, focus on those who value your time and effort, who express their appreciation not just with words, but with actions. These are the people who deserve your energy and care. Letting go of ungrateful relationships isn't easy, especially if they involve close friends or family. But remember, protecting your peace isn't selfish, it's necessary. You've earned the right to spend your days surrounded by love, respect, and gratitude. Don't let anyone take that away from you. By choosing to invest in relationships that uplift rather than drain, you preserve the best parts of yourself, the parts that are kind, giving, and full of life. Ungrateful individuals may try to take advantage of your generosity, but they cannot take your spirit unless you allow them to. And that is a choice worth making to protect your joy, your peace, and the fullness of your heart. 5. Toxic people who intentionally harm you, protecting your peace and well being. Life in our later years should be a time of reflection, connection, and peace. After decades of navigating challenges, building relationships, and contributing to the world, this chapter offers the chance to embrace tranquility and joy. But for some, the presence of toxic people, those who intentionally harm others through manipulation, deceit, or malice, threatens to disrupt this hard earned serenity. These individuals don't just create friction, they erode the very foundation of your emotional well being. Recognizing and distancing yourself from toxic people is essential for preserving the peace you deserve. Toxicity is not always loud or obvious. Often, it sneaks in through subtle behaviors, an undermining comment disguised as humor, a small betrayal justified as a misunderstanding, or a repeated pattern of taking more than they give. Toxic people excel at finding ways to insert themselves into your life, exploiting your kindness and goodwill, all while causing harm that may initially go unnoticed. Over time, their actions become a pattern that leaves you questioning your trust in others and often in yourself. What makes toxic individuals so dangerous is their intent. Unlike those who might inadvertently hurt you out of ignorance or clumsiness, toxic people harm with purpose. Their actions are calculated to manipulate, control, or belittle. Perhaps they thrive on creating chaos, taking pleasure in your discomfort, or wielding power over your emotions. Whatever their motivation, their presence in your life acts as a slow drain, sapping your energy, your confidence, and your joy. One hallmark of toxic people is how they make you feel about yourself. After spending time with them, you may notice feelings of inadequacy, guilt, or even shame. They have a way of twisting situations to place blame on others, leaving you to question your actions or words. It's not uncommon to find yourself replaying conversations, trying to figure out where you went wrong, only to realize that you've been manipulated into doubting yourself. These individuals often isolate their targets, creating an environment where their toxic influence grows unchecked. They might discourage you from seeking support from friends or family, subtly convincing you that no one else understands you as they do. In reality, this isolation serves their purpose, ensuring that their voice is the loudest and sometimes the only one you hear. Toxic people also excel at creating unnecessary drama. They might stir conflicts between others, involve you in disputes that have nothing to do with you, or escalate minor issues into major battles. Their goal isn't resolution, it's perpetuation. Chaos feeds their need for control and attention, and your involvement often becomes collateral damage in their quest for dominance. The impact of toxic relationships isn't just emotional, it's physical as well. The stress they create can manifest in sleep disturbances, headaches, and even chronic illnesses. Prolonged exposure to toxic behavior can wear down your resilience, making it harder to cope with everyday challenges. For older adults, this stress can be particularly damaging, affecting both mental and physical health at a time when well being should be a priority. The question then is how to protect yourself from these individuals. The first step is recognition. Toxic people often rely on your willingness to overlook their behavior. They might apologize convincingly or justify their actions in ways that make you doubt your instincts. Trust your feelings. If a relationship consistently leaves you feeling worse rather than better, it's worth examining why. Setting boundaries is equally crucial. Toxic people often resist boundaries, pushing against them to maintain their influence, but your peace is worth defending. Communicate your limits clearly and calmly, and don't feel obligated to explain or justify them. Remember, boundaries aren't about punishing the other person, they're about protecting yourself. In some cases, distancing yourself entirely may be necessary. While it can be difficult to sever ties, particularly with long-standing relationships, your well-being must come first. Ending a toxic relationship is not a failure. It's an act of self-preservation. You are not responsible for fixing someone else's behavior, nor are you obligated to endure their harm. Surrounding yourself with positive, supportive individuals is the antidote to toxicity. These are the people who celebrate your joys, offer a listening ear in your struggles, and uplift your spirit with their kindness and respect. They remind you of your worth, helping you rebuild the trust and confidence that toxic relationships may have eroded. In this season of life, every day is a gift, and it deserves to be filled with people and experiences that bring you happiness and fulfillment. Toxic individuals may seek to disrupt your peace, but you hold the power to protect it. By recognizing their influence, setting firm boundaries, and prioritizing relationships that nurture your well-being, you can reclaim the tranquility and joy that should define this chapter of your journey. Your time, your energy, and your spirit are far too valuable to waste on those who seek to harm you. Choose to walk away from toxicity toward a life enriched by love, respect, and the unwavering comfort of knowing that you are surrounded by people who truly care. In doing so, you honor not only the life you've lived, but the life you continue to create. Closing thoughts. Your golden years are a time to savor life, not to be weighed down by unhealthy relationships. By avoiding gossipers, complainers, jealous individuals, the ungrateful and the toxic, you can create space for joy, growth, and meaningful connections. Remember, the company you keep has a profound impact on your well-being, so choose wisely. Cherish this chapter of your life by filling it with love, laughter, and the kind of people who make every day brighter. After all, you've earned it. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.